And welcome to Hero Power. I'm your host, Avanties, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Zerotio.
What is up, gang?
Oh, do we have a show for you today? We've got a little bit of news and discussion talking about this small convention coming up next weekend.
Some
And,
indie company? There's some indie company?
Yeah, some small indie company. And then we're going to talk a little bit about this Warlock deck list that was sent to us from a friend of the show. So but before we jump into all that, we do have a new patron to the show this week. So welcome to Craptasm, and I have sent you a email on Patreon with all your information and your link to join our patron-only Discord. So make sure you check that out. Also,
So before we get to I want to say that Craptasm has been in the Hearthstone podcasting community for a while. He was part of the Hearth Coach patrons for a while and played in those tournaments. I played him many times. I lost to him many times as well. He is a great member of the community, and I am completely honored to have him part of our family.
all right. So we also got a listener email this week, and I thought it fit right in with it being the week before Halloween, because the email starts out as, "Yo, I know it's Halloween and all, but I think I just saw a ghost on the ladder today. I was just climbing along, and suddenly I spy a shiny golden shaman on the other side of the board, sporting the name Versika. It was a very fast, hyper-aggressive shaman. I died to the 2-round combo of Rockbiter Wind Fury, yes, the actual spell, with Zentimo and a couple of minions on board, which I had cleared, only to die the next round to Electra Storm Surge Lava Burst. I sent over a friend request after the match to let him know I listened to the show, but it wasn't accepted. Then I got to thinking, wait, didn't he retire? I was rank 11, and that seemed pretty high on the ladder to be running into him. Plus, I didn't think he played aggro. Do you guys talk to him anymore? I've never run into a Versika before, and it's a fairly unique name. Is there a Hearthstone doppelganger running around? Or is he back?" Well,
so I got the scoop on this.
All right, Barrel Down. Thank you for the email. Zerotio, what's the scoop?
The scoop is, this is Versika. And yes, he is up around the rank 10, 11 marks. He has been playing a bit of Hearthstone lately. I see him on my friends list fairly often. I believe you spoke to him about this email, is that right?
Yeah, so I forwarded this email over to him to make sure he saw it and had the proper chance to respond. And he said, "Yes, I'm guilty. That was me." He says, "I win that way a lot with that deck." He says, he goes on to say that to remind everyone that I have said I never had much use for aggro, not that I didn't know how to use it. And he also sent along this last little tidbit for you guys out there. He said, let everyone know that especially those who have listened for a while, that I've spent most of this month playing Hunter."
Man. So this just tells me that Versika, while he has always had his opinions and his ways of playing Hearthstone, he's a mad scientist. So he's going to try things that he's not the most comfortable with. And in some cases, he's going to become very good at them and tend to like them. So this meta must be very diverse if he's willing to play not only aggressive decks to a rank like 11 and 10, But Hunter must be in a really good spot if he is enjoying playing it.
That's right. So thank you again, Barrel Down, for the email. There's your response. I also sent you an email response, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. All right, let's jump right into the news. So first up, as I said, small indie company has small indie convention next weekend called BlizzCon, November 1st through the 3rd. Zerotio, you're shaking your head. I'm pretty sure they still call it BlizzCon.
No, I'm just baffled because I feel like I just went to BlizzCon last year. This year has been very, very fun with Hearthstone. They've knocked it out of the parks, in my opinion, with the 2 sets. They said they wanted to have all 3 sets kind of tell one big narrative, one big story, and they've done that. And it's been so enthralling with the solo content and the changes and the different events they do to spice up the meta that this snuck up on me. BlizzCon is literally in less than a week from the time of this recording. We're going to have opening ceremonies in about 5 days, give or take a couple hours. And I don't know about you, I'm taking Friday off. My wife happens to have it off work, so I'm just taking it off. Going to do our morning and our weekend, all our weekend errands that morning. And then we will have all of the weekend to do nothing but absorb in BlizzCon.
It usually kicks off around 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
So you'll have as you said, you'll have all morning to get your stuff done and be back into your chair, hopefully with lunch in hand and ready to watch the opening ceremonies by 1 o'clock.
Yes. Now, be ready to watch the opening ceremonies and the first 4 panels. Now, they brought out the schedule already, and the first 4 panels after the opening ceremonies are marked as coming soon. Now, this is normally where the various games get to talk about their specific brings to the event, to BlizzCon, what they're going to announce and things like that. And let me fix my camera here. So, that being said, they've said that, if I'm not mistaken, those 4 beginning panels are going to be free, right?
To my knowledge, that's what I'm looking at. It says specifically, tune in early for the special BlizzCon pre-show starting at 10:30 Pacific on Friday, and get ready for the opening ceremonies live at 11 a.m. As with the last couple of years, segments of the opening ceremony will take place on multiple stages, with live presenters on the Mythic stage, the World of Warcraft tournament stage, and the Hearthstone tournament stage. The opening ceremony will be simulcast on multiple screens throughout the convention center as well, so you're sure to find a great seat wherever you are.
Yeah, and that's another thing is Hearthstone has been pulled out of the North Hall and brought back over to Hall B, which if you know the site, it's literally right in the middle. So we have Hall A is going to be the legendary stage. It looks like a lot of Overwatch announcement stuff's going to happen there. Hall B is Hearthstone. Hall C is World of Warcraft. Hall D is just listed as Mythic stage. Now, this is your largest stage, your largest seating area. This is where your main focus is for the game. It's usually indicative that whatever is at Hall D is going to be the focus this year. But there's nothing at Hall D. Now, we've seen this before when Overwatch was announced. We've seen this before when Heroes of the Storm was announced. Also, you'll notice that we didn't mention Diablo 3 or StarCraft or Heroes of the Storm. So StarCraft is going to be over in the arena because it's mainly just esports, but all those games got moved down to Hall E, which is where the store normally is and registration, and they've now called that the Blizzard Arcade, and it's going to contain all your what they consider your old arcade games, including StarCraft and Diablo 3, which is, to me, very amazing.
So, real quick prediction. Could we see Diablo 4 for our phones?
No, but I do think that we will see a Diablo 4. I think the Hall D will be Diablo 4. A lot of people think there's going to be a new IP, and others think there's rumors about Overwatch 2 happening.
Overwatch 2, really?
Yeah.
It's only been 3 years since Overwatch launched. Do we think it's time for an Overwatch 2?
Well, from the rumors and speculations, it's not so much an Overwatch 2 as in a new game like Overwatch. It is the fact that they're going to do like PvE content, like a story-based Overwatch 2. So it might not even be that it's a whole nother game. That might be that it's an extension of the current Overwatch game that is a PvE single or multiplayer on one side event.
Okay, PvE campaign. I'm interested. I would reinstall Overwatch for that.
I would too. I mean, I don't have it uninstalled, but I would play it. I haven't played it in a while. Quick side note: are we not live?
We are 17 minutes now.
Okay, just making sure because I didn't see anything on. Let me refresh my Twitch. Okay, anyways, the questions I have is what is going to be announced for Hearthstone?
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second. So the last 2 expansions have all centered around Rafam and the Evil League of Evil stealing Dalaran and running away with it. And so it has moved us across a couple of zones, the most recent obviously being Uldum. Yeah. Well, if you look at the zones adjacent to Uldum and where that could go to give... So Rafam's implementing this ultimate plan for power, basically. And where do you think he would go to try to submit that power? Well, I think it's one of the most powerful places on all of Azeroth. What about you?
Yeah, me too. See, at the end of the solo venture, spoilers for people that haven't finished it, for Saviors of Uldum, is Rafam kind of passes off the Plague of Flames to Takan, and Takan at one point summons all 4 old gods. Now that the old gods are being resummoned, the old gods are being possibly corrupted by these plagues, or involved in the corruption of these plagues, they found their foothold into Azeroth. This might have been totally on accident, not what Rafam meant, but somebody has to fix this, and who better than the Bronze Dragonflight, who can manipulate time?
Exactly. So maybe we see the Caverns of Time expansion and the Bronze Dragonflight trying to correct this timeline now to send the old gods back to where they were before all of Rafam's meddling.
Or maybe we name it after one of the events they did, Taverns of Time, which would be apropos considering it's Hearthstone involved. And I think if we go this route with the old gods, I think the free card, I'm going to go one step further. I think the free card we receive from BlizzCon is going to be a new N'Zoth card. But instead of bringing back Death Rattles, it brings back Reborn minions. What do you think of that?
I think that would be a really neat mechanic, because it would play well in the current meta and in the environment. You have quite a few Reborn minions, and I love the Reborn mechanic. I think it's probably the best mechanic we've seen since Death Rattle. So I really think it could go really well with that, and it would be a whole lot of fun.
And I think the more importantly is right now we have this special event with N'Zoth in the rotation, and N'Zoth is very, very successful right now because it can bring back those Kartut defenders. Well, when the new set comes out, that event's going to end. We're no longer going to have N'Zoth, but it's shown to be a very healthy thing for me, healthy thing in the meta. Shaman's gotten a little crazy with the evolve, but the N'Zoth mechanic isn't too terribly broken, but it's strong enough to be competitive. Well, that can still be done. It won't be nearly as strong because you won't have things like Sylvanas and other death rattles that really can impact your board. But at the same time, the important part right now in the meta is bringing back those Kartuts. And if you
Right.
can bring back a reborn minion, then Kartut gets brought back all the same.
Yeah.
So
So
you could still
basically,
have the same type of decks.
you're seeing a lot of people talk about how, like you said, impactful and fun this
Yeah.
event has made the meta. And we're talking about time manipulation anyway. So,
Yep.
what's to say this couldn't be a thing going forward where random pockets of wild cards get dropped back into the standard meta?
Yeah, I mean, Toki Time Tinker already does something like that, and this Toki is part of the Bronze Dragonflight, so they could even bring out even more, maybe even a corrupt Toki that starts bringing back. Maybe she adds a random old god to your hand or something like that. It would be really neat to be able to have some of that flow over from wild to standard. I love stuff like that, and to me, this event's been very fun. Albeit, I think Evolve might not have been the best selection to bring in, but it's still beatable and has a fun factor to itself. But other than the Evolve, I don't think it's very impressive, and I love N'Zoth.
Yeah, so there's our Hearthstone announcement predictions.
So I have one more.
Okay.
One more prediction, well, not so much prediction. So Trump did a reveal video that in his reveal video he was hacking in to get the card, and at one point it showed expansion list, and on there was the Cataclysm. So this is a secondary prediction I have, that if it's not something with Caverns of Time, maybe it's something revolving the Cataclysm and Deathwing, because they've been focusing a lot on dragons, and Deathwing just had an event and he's going to be live at Heroes of the Storm.
Yep.
So maybe Deathwing ends up being a focus, and that little tease by Trump was not completely inaccurate in its prediction.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's our Hearthstone announcement predictions for BlizzCon. There's another big thing Hearthstone related going on at BlizzCon, and that's the Hearthstone Global Finals. And we have our 8 players officially who will be competing in that Global Finals. For North America, we have Bloody Face and PNC.
This makes me so happy. I got to stop for a second. Bloody Face, if people don't know, we haven't name dropped enough. Bloody Face has been on our show, I think, 3 times, two or three times. He is a joy. He's kind of in our local area in the southeast region of the United States. He has worked really, really, really hard to get here. We met him in 2016 when he made the top 16 of a playoff and just missed going to BlizzCon. And he's been at our event at other occasions, and he's always been very humble with us and very, very open to helping us out and coming on the show. And anytime we have any questions, he's there for us. I'm actually a moderator in his Twitch channel. He's not just a friend of the show; he's a friend. And I'm really, really excited that he's going to the global finals.
Yeah, me too. And if he wins it all, and even if he doesn't, we may have him on again here real soon. So keep your eyes up, keep your eyes peeled. In the EU, we have Casey and Phenomeno.
So this is also an interesting story. Phenomeno has just been relegated from Grandmasters. They've announced that all the relegation slots have been filled with various winners from Masters tours. If Phenomeno wins the global finals, he I don't know how to take that, because he would win it, but then no longer be in Grandmasters. And from what I could tell, there's no plan or policy to make sure that the Global Finals champion is still a player in Grandmaster. So I don't know what happens there.
So what I think would happen is his winnings would count towards him getting in next time, right?
No, it's already been confirmed. The EU players,
Right. I'm not talking about. For season 3. I'm talking about his winnings for globals would be counted for him getting into season 4 as the top highest earner.
So you're saying that he would win, not be able to play in season 3, but likely have enough winnings because the prize pool's huge to get into season 4? That just seems really weird to me. To me, that is a flaw in the Grandmaster relegation and promotion system.
Absolutely. All right. In the APAC, we're going to see 2 very familiar names in Surrender and Tom 60229. So Tom is the 2017 world champion.
Yeah, this is.
He's been here before.
We were hoping to see Hunter Ace and Tom both going for this, but unfortunately Hunter Ace fell a little short. Having a former champion in this, I have my opinions about Tom. I'm not a big fan of his attitude and his style of play, and he's always been kind of on the edge of questionable situations in the APAC region. But that being said, he is a phenomenal player, and he could take it all.
All right, and then the 2 representatives from China are Leo and Lion.
Yeah, Lion is going to be our first global representative at what would be considered a global finals or world championship by a female. I'm really excited to see what she does. She knocked it out the park in season 1 to qualify. And for I think it was a China Gold series, if I'm not mistaken. Now that we know our 8 players, there has been a kind of a Wikipedia bracket leak. I don't know how accurate this is, but it's showing in Group A we have Casey, Leo, PNC, and Surrender. And then in Group B is Bloodyface, Phenomeno, Leon, and Tom. That Group B looks stacked to me, and Lion has to face Tom if these matchups, first round matchups, are accurate in the very first round. Man, that is, if for being the first female in this level of competition, that is a huge undertaking, and I hope she does really well.
Yeah, if these brackets are correct, like you said, Group B is obviously the group of death because anybody could go at any time, and it's just rough. So, all right.
And how these work is if once you win 2 games, basically it's a round robin. Once you win 2 games, you're basically locked to go into the finals with the other 2 from the other group. Leading into a Final Four semifinals at BlizzCon. That being said, global finals predictions. Seeing the unofficial brackets from Wikipedia, who do you think qualifies out of Group A and who qualifies out of Group B?
All right, so out of Group A, my picks are Surrender and Casey. Both have been playing really well leading up to this event, and I think they're going to continue that momentum forward. Out of Group B, I really want it to be Bloodyface and Tom 60229 that move on to set up for a really great, what I think would be Final Four. You know, you'd have 4 of the best in the world, And Bloodyface has really, really been playing some solid Hearthstone lately. Especially if you guys missed the last game of his last match where he came back and reverse swept, who was purple?
Yes.
That match was in freaking credible.
Now, when you hear reverse swept in Conquest, you think, okay, well, he was targeting a deck and he was able to reverse sweep. No. He had 2 out of his 3 matches were unfavorables, and he found ways to win those games. Honestly, Purple won the queuing matchup, queuing the correct order. He got the advantage in matchups. And Bloodyface just persevered in that. Now, I think in Group A, I agree with Surrender. I can't see a global finals without him in it. But I'm going to go with PNC. And the reason I'm going to go with PNC is because of Nalgadon. Now, Nalgadon's not in this tournament, but he's a practice partner of PNC. And Nalgadon had a lot of these European players' number. And he figured out ways to beat them. And I think, personally, that that PNC wins because of the help and the practice that Nalgadon puts in their practice group. Now, Group B, I'm going to go with Bloodyface. I don't want to caster's curse him, but I think he's good here. Phenomenal is a great player, but honestly, I think he's better at Specialist than he is Conquest, because he was in Season 1 where he excelled in Specialist. I think he suffers a little bit in Conquest, and I don't think he does well. And then I'm going to go a bold prediction and say that Lion upsets Tom and then wins it all, wins the top 2 in this group. And I think Lion, I'm sorry, Bloodyface, Lion takes the top spot in Group B. I think she's going to shock everybody. I think she has the chops. She didn't do terrible over in Seoul after winning a 1,500-person tournament. I think Lion is going to be the story. And then going into the finals, I am going to say Bloodyface takes it all, though.
Okay. All right.
Because I think Lion,
you were going to pick Lion to win it all.
I think Lion goes to the other side, ends up facing Surrender, and loses.
Okay. All right.
Because Surrender is just really, really good. I think between Surrender and Tom, Surrender's the better player. Tom got the better matchups in his year. He got champion. Not to discount Tom being a good player. He's great, and he's a world champion. Part of it is matchups, but I think Surrender is actually a better player than Tom.
All right. Well, there you go. There's our Hearthstone Global Finals predictions and our Hearthstone announcement predictions for BlizzCon. Make sure you tune in next week to see how close we were.
So
all right.
I have one more question.
You always have one more.
Oh, of course I do. It's my job to make sure the show is long enough. BlizzCon predictions. How do we think this global uprise of the Blitzchung situation is going to affect mainly, let's say, the virtual ticket holders? Do you think there's going to be a lot of cutting? Do you think we're going to see less paying?
Okay, if you guys have been following this situation at all, you'll know that the NBA has been under siege from their fans for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
With people trolling them hardcore, trying to get on camera with signs that say, free Hong Kong or liberate Hong Kong or whatever. And they're getting really creative with it. So, like, just recently a video aired of a kid, probably no more than 12 or 13, holding up a 76ers, the Philadelphia 76ers basketball jersey, and dancing to get on the dance cam. And as soon as he's on the dance cam, he drops the 76ers shirt, and he's holding a free Hong Kong shirt. And, of course, the camera immediately swings away. And I think we're going to see some of that.
Yep.
I definitely think we will see some of that from the crowd at BlizzCon,
Well,
just because of the level of content currently for China.
yeah, I mean, they did already put an announcement saying if anyone is wearing any form of Winnie the Pooh cosplay, that they will be asked to change or leave the venue. Which a lot of that is because this is broadcast in China. They don't want to have to refund money because they had their broadcast cut. And I get that. I'm fine with that. But I think there's going to be a lot of Free Hong Kong signs. I think there's going to be a lot of May cosplay with the masks because those are real easy. You can fold up, hide them in your pocket, and then you're just May. And then you can put it on when you get inside the venue, and all of a sudden you're a protester. Now, I don't know if I would spend $200 to go and protest against the company I just gave $200 to, but I think you're going to see a lot of it because it is a popular thing right now. People are protesting, the situation, and I think they should. But I'm kind of curious of how it's going to impact the broadcast. I don't think they're going to do any form of Q&As. They've kind of cut those in the past couple of years anyways, where they have somebody vetting the questions or reading them for the people asking. And I think you're definitely going to get that this year. You're not going to have any attendee with a mic
Asking questions directly. Yes, yeah. I agree. That would be the first line of defense if I were trying to stop people from doing what's right. So, yeah, that would be the first thing I would do. All right. So, moving on, we have this week's Tavern Brawl, which is the Haunted Carousel. The Headless Horseman has cursed the carousel. Choose a class to get a random deck and climb aboard his haunted time-shifted dread steeds. At the end of each turn, all minions will rotate. So, I've played this twice so far. I've won once, and something Zerotio and I have discovered is that the carousel can go either way.
Yeah.
It can go clockwise, or it can go counterclockwise. I guess it's randomized at the beginning of each time you queue.
Yeah, now it's not going to change throughout the game. If it rotates counterclockwise, that's the way it's going to go the rest of the game. If it's clockwise, vice versa. But I noticed I played like 4 or 5 times. I didn't win. I just killed my dread steeds. And it went counterclockwise every time. And I noticed Tice played it, and it went clockwise. And I thought, well, maybe EU's different. So Avanties queued up, and it went counterclockwise. So that made me think that America's was clockwise, and EU was maybe counterclockwise for some reason. But then he played again today, and it was clockwise. So we think it might actually change so that you can't just go in there predicting what it's going to be. I wanted this to be really fun, and it was enjoyable to a point, but it definitely wasn't my favorite of these 3 Tavern Brawls for this All Hallows Eve event. I like doing the adventures. And this was just, I don't know. It just wasn't. Maybe if I could have built a deck and it also had steeds, I don't know how, but it's pre-made, so everything was kind of. I mean, this basically was a randomonium with dread steeds. Now, this one thing to note: these are the old style dread steeds. They call them the time shifted dread steeds, and they return immediately, not at the end of turn, since the change to keep it from breaking wild.
Also known as the fun dread steeds, not the unfun dread steeds.
Yeah, so, and I think in our Discord, you said if these dread steeds acted like they originally did pre-nerf, you would like it.
Yes.
Did you seem to enjoy this?
Oh,
this
I love this Tavern Brawl. I like I said, I've played it twice so far and had a blast with it. You do get a free pack if you kill 100 dread steeds.
It's a free Saviors of Oldham pack, I think it is.
Yes, and you don't have to do it all in one match. It does carry over. So in 2 matches, I killed 111 dread steeds just because, that's what I do. And had a lot of fun with it. I may play it again before it resets on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think somebody said that if you can queue up as Warlock and get lucky enough to get Defile, I think the math is if all the Dread Seeds are on the board until the count timer hits, Defile will get you up to 113 Dreadsteed kills. I think is the number. Don't quote me on that, but it may have been that's what they had total. But you can get a lot if you happen to get them that way. I just focused on killing them all. Now, if you do get a win, you get your standard pack, your standard classic pack, like you normally do.
Yeah. So there you go. You can get 2 packs of cards out of this Tavern Brawl for just winning a game and killing 100 Dreadsteeds. So go have some fun with it. All right, that brings us to this week's deck list. Do we want to mention who this deck list is from?
Yeah, this was tossed to me in our in my THL Discord, our team Discord for Pod People by a friend of the show, WickedGood. This is a questing Ra Warlock. So it has the Warlock quest, and it has the Mogu Cultist to attempt to summon Ra and have the Ra OTK. It's not quite an OTK, it's a combo, but you can pull it off as an OTK.
I'd just call it a cheerleader deck. Ra, 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 ra. Okay. I'm going to give you the rundown on the deck list, and then I'm going to turn it over to the very red-faced and embarrassed Zerotio to tell you how this deck plays. Alright, so the deck list is 1 Grim Rally, 1 Mogu Cultist, 2 Mortal Coil, obviously the quest, Supreme Archaeology, 2 Baleful Bankers, 1 Blood Mage Thalnos, 2 Curse of Weakness, 2 Doomsayers, 1 Novice Engineer, 2 Plot Twist, 2 Questing Explorer, 1 Zephrys the Great, 1 Bone Wraith, 1 Hellfire, 1 Rotten Apple Bomb, 1 Ziliax, 2 Aranasi Broodmother, 1 Glinda Crowskin, 2 Kartut Defenders, 1 Lord Godfrey, 1 Twisting Nether, and 1 Nazoth the Corruptor. So how does this combo work, Zerotio?
Okay, so with this, and are you going to put the list up on the screen so people can see it? With this deck, full disclosure, I haven't played it yet. This is going to be the first time I play it all live on the show. I thought, the week before BlizzCon, might as well do something off the wall and new. In the show notes, there is a guide to a Reddit poster. The Reddit poster is... I don't see the name. Anyways, the Reddit post is...
The name is TB5841.
Yeah, that's it. I thought that was just a denoter. TB5841 has a full guide on how to run this. Now, it says to use this deck, you have to set up the combo that on turn 1, when you have to... Turn 1 of the combo, you have to reach the end of your deck, play Glinda, then Baleful Banker to use your hero power to draw a 0-cost Glinda. The next turn, you play Glinda, 6 Cultists, and then you Grim Rally your own Glinda, and then play the 7th Cultist to summon Ra. Then you can play Baleful Banker to shuffle the second Ra into your deck, because Ra is its own card, and if you play Ra, it still does the effect. Now, it says if you draw a 0-cost Glinda early, you can skip that first turn and just play out the combo earlier. Also, if you can set it up that you can shuffle Ra into your deck and still use your hero power, you can use your hero power, play a 0-cost Ra to have 2 Ra's on the board and do 40 damage as an OTK. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least. I haven't played it yet. I thought might as well just try it out on the show. I cannot guarantee a win, but I can guarantee that we're going to have fun and try to see if we can pull this off. I have seen this pulled off against Pear live on her stream, so I know it can happen and is effective.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm excited to see this happen. So I think we need to wrap this up and basically, if you are joining us on Twitch or on YouTube, please stay tuned for the live play portion of our show. If you are listening via our audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOGamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show, you'd like to help support and improve it, you can do so by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/HeroPower. And we'll see you all again next week.
And don't forget to use your hero power.
All right, gang. So, Hallows End ends in 3 days. I have to play the Tavern Brawl at least one more time to complete my Hallows End Legendary quest for 200 gold.
Oh yeah, definitely want to do that. I got quests stacked up today too. Ready for me to get in?
I'm ready. As soon as you're ready.
I am looking for a worthy opponent. Hopefully I find something else like a gum chewer.
Yeah, that would be great. Or even a dev. If you could play a dev, that would be good. So everybody knows they're not any good.
We can play Korra. Oh, I almost got a rogued up rogue.
She's good.
Well, yeah, but I could say I play Korra.
I'm not getting the option to spectate you, sir.
Oh, probably because of my THL, I had it turned off. Yes.
Silly THL.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right.
All right.
So our opening hand is Supreme Archaeologist, Zephyrus, and Plot Twist. Now, Zephyrus is in the deck, but it's not a singleton deck. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that away because obviously we don't want it yet. I think I'm going to keep the Plot Twist because I want to beeline to the quest as fast as possible. What do you think?
I think that is an agreeable opinion. Now, we are facing a shaman.
Yep.
So, not real sure what we could be up against, but I think I would throw back Zephyrus and keep everything else.
I think we'll probably see an aggressive shaman, so maybe using Plot Twist to draw into some Aranasi Broodmothers will be helpful.
Yeah.
There's Glinda. So we'll just play the quest.
And pass the turn.
And Mortal Coil will be good if he gets out a turn 1 Sludge Slurper, like that, right there. Because that'll allow us to draw an extra card without having to use the hero power.
Yes, that's fantastic. So, takes 2 damage off the board and draws us a card.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's any worse than just using the hero power now.
I mean, possibly not.
Because next turn we could hero power and Mortal Coil, but we don't want to stipend the draw. He only has 1 mana next turn, well, 2 with the coin.
True.
I think we just hero power here.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Because I want to get our hand, Doomsayer, so we can Doomsayer Mortal Coil next turn.
Yes.
Because that means on turn 3 when he has all 3 mana available. Oh, even better.
Now we're taking 3 damage off the board.
We'll take 3 damage off the board, plus if we go ahead
and look,
we heal it back.
Full health.
Nice. So I'm going to Mortal Coil that.
Yep.
And then I'm going to Doomsayer because he wants to do something on 3, and he won't be able to
prevent it. Yeah.
He doesn't really have anything. The only thing he could use is Wasp to clear that, and I'm okay. Well, no, he can't because he doesn't have the hero power. He doesn't have the hero power active. Wait, this isn't Quest. This is just Evolve Shaman, I think. This could be Control Shaman. Haunting Visions is in Control Shaman. Remember the Control Shaman we played from Hone? It could be that list.
Yeah, we played that list last week.
Okay, so Doomsayer's going to go off. Blood Mage Thanos. So if we tap, we will be at 6 of our quests, and then if we Plot Twist, we'll jump up to 12. What do you think a tap plot twist?
I think it's a perfect turn 4 play, especially, and we're hoping that we draw into the second plot twist.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so I'm gonna plot twist, and what this sets up is if he plays anything next turn, we can Zilliax and run into it. All right, that's good. Got Glenda again. Baleful, Curse, Apple Bomb. Okay, we could Apple Bomb next turn as well. Spirit of the Frog. This is looking more and more like Control. The Hone list, and there's our healing.
Yeah, which is good for us. What do you think of Novice Engineer tap?
That's what I'm thinking.
Or tap first, Novice Engineer.
Yeah, definitely tap first.
I was going to play tap first because you don't want to have to hear from
Fred.
Fred,
right.
Yeah.
There's a cultist in our hand, but obviously we're not going to try to do anything until our deck's empty. There's Novice. Drawing the Zephyrus, okay. And we pass. Hand size can be an issue with this deck. It's something we have to worry about. So we are at 15 of 20 of our quest. Okay, so this might just be Evolve then. Our Zephyrus is not active. I don't hate Kartut here.
I mean, I think that's really about the only play.
I mean, we could just play the Rotten Apple Bomb, but I think the Kartut makes him use more. He did not evolve, so...
Well, I mean, he has no more mana. Has he used his coin yet?
Yeah, he used the coin.
Okay, so he didn't have enough mana for it.
Well, he did, because I think the second Kartut wasn't free. It was 1 mana. So he could have just evolved that board without playing the second, not Kartut, play the second Mogu Flesh Shaper. So either he's greedy, or he doesn't have it. I don't think he has the evolve. So I'd like to draw Questing Explorer here. Questing Explorer will allow us to Zephyrus. There's Evolve, okay.
Alright, he was just greedy, I guess.
Wow, that's kind of a low roll.
Alright, there's the Grim Rally. So we need to hold on to that.
So we can just Curse of Weakness chain.
We'd still take 12, even with Curse of Weakness. Oh,
I mean,
no, he's Echo, yeah.
We can do it 3 times. We still take 3. Possibly 6 with the weapon. Do we just play the Rotten... We just tap and Rotten Apple Bomb?
I don't hate that, yeah.
Yeah, I think we tap Rotten Apple Bomb. This is definitely, you have to play very, very control to get to your end game. Ooh, Vecina. Does he have the zap? Lightning Storm? Man, that's a lot of damage. Is that lethal? That's lethal. He's got us. Man. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, I hadn't seen I hadn't seen Vicina used to that degree of.
Yeah, Vicina is in the Evolve deck because it does have a lot of overload
Yeah,
possibility.
yeah.
So Vicina is used in it. But that's good. I mean, we're getting a feel for the deck. We kind of were going the right direction. I think if we could have drawn Questing Explorer to possibly, Zephyrs into a Frost Nova or something, that might have helped us. Another Shaman. This is Shaman Stone, folks. Okay, so I think we throw the Zephyrs back, and we keep Novice Engineer and Supreme Archaeology. What do you think?
I like it.
We do. I hate that we haven't started with the coin either time. Shaman with the coin is super strong. So, Supreme Archaeology. The question is, do we play the Novice next turn, or do we just tap? Because in later turns, Novice and tap is 2 ticks on our quest.
I think you go ahead and just Novice. That way we have something on the board.
Yeah, that's true.
And we got into our questing, which is good
That's
for next
good.
turn.
Yeah. So this is also not quest, and he's going a little slower. So I think we bump this.
Yep.
Just for value, and then we play the Questing Explorer?
Yep. That'll put us at 4? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Next turn we might just tap Blood Mage Dalnos. I think that's... Ooh. Coin Evolve? Oh my goodness. He snapped into it. Oh no. He didn't. Oh, he didn't get heal off that. So I think we bump into a hair. And well, let's tap first because we're going to tap regardless. Another Curse of Weakness. I think we just bump into a hair and then Blood Mage Thanos. What do you think?
I think that's probably the best option of what we have.
We do have Ziliax next turn.
Uh-huh. Followed by a couple of Kartuts and the Broodmother. So once we hit 6, we can start throwing down things to block with.
We want to play the Broodmother as late as possible because we want the options of shuffling it back in for future heals. Oh, I missed Defile. Man, if we had Defile, if they had brought Defile back in during this last shakeup, I think we'd have a different game right now. Man.
Alright, so what about Curse of Weakness Doomsayer?
That's what I was thinking. This still leaves 3 damage on the board.
So he has to find 4 more damage to get rid of Doomsayer, or another have to expend a spell of some kind of removal.
Yeah, and that allows us to Kartut next turn.
Yeah.
I like that. That'll make him put resources in. I mean, obviously he'll have a bunch of 1/1s on the board. There's a Hex. Okay. That's weird. The Hex is in this list. Oh, did he miss damage? No. Yeah, he could have. Oh, it was 2 damage. That's right. No, we're good. So Kartut. I think Kartut's the play,
think
right?
Kartut's the play here.
Like to find a good time to do the plot twist turn. So it looks like there might be a slightly new evolved list out there. And we faced it last time, and this may be the same deck. So he's going to mutate that? No. Oh, Sea Giant.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to mutate.
There's a mutate.
Yeah.
Oh, you low rolled. Okay.
All right.
Think we carch it again? Or do we have time to plot twist?
I'm debating here. Trying to look at all of our options. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of damage on the board.
Yeah, we lose to Bloodlust.
We do lose to Bloodlust. Yeah, I think we have to put something down. I mean, we could slow it a little bit with Ziliax, gain a little bit of our health back, and
Ziliax plot twist. What do we run the Ziliax into? The Wrath of Air, so it... or the 2-1?
I'm thinking the 2-1.
It'll still drop a 1-1.
Correct.
Okay, plot twist. There's Doomsayer. Hopefully we get the other curse. We get the curse of weakness back. Yeah. And we're at 15 or 20 again.
And we've got 2 Mortal Coils, and he has a bunch of 1 health minions.
So Bloodlust. No Bloodlust. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the Mortal Coils are going to help us here. So Mortal Coil, the 2 1/1s?
Yeah. And then I think you finish off with Bone Wraith Questing Explorer.
Well, let's see where we're at, what we draw. Oh, or Kartut.
Or Kartut, yeah.
We can finish quest next turn.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we should be fine through turn 10 when we can N'Zoth and summon back a bunch of Kartuts.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully we're good through turn 10. Well, there's a Zap. Zap's not bad. So if he can't hex us, then that means he only gets...
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He's got lethal.
No, we're going to heal for 6.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
He was trying to find a way to get to like a hex or something, or silence maybe. I think he was trying to get his silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a way.
I'm not either.
Let's questing.
You questing Bone Wrath Doomsayer, but I don't think that saves us.
No, I don't think so either. But let's questing first. Or no, see, that's heal.
That's good.
Can we afford to tap?
Yes. I mean, depending on
unless Doomsayer.
You drop the Broodmother.
No, I mean we dropped the Bone Wraith over the Broodmother.
So
it's all the same.
You can Bone Wraith.
So we're gonna Bone
Power,
Wraith. So if we Bone Wraith,
Doomsayer. No, you can't. Yeah.
3, 4, 5. Trying to see if he gets through that. I think he does. So 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's still lethal. So we need to tap.
Okay.
Well, Glinda's 0.
Yeah, but that
doesn't really help us. No, it doesn't. No, I was hoping we'd draw into the other Urnasi.
Or a
And
Kartut.
well, no, well, yeah, or Kartut, yeah. Pretty much any taunt would help us.
Yeah.
The other Kartut or the other Nasi,
Hex.
or even there's a Hex. So we probably would have been dead anyways.
Yep. All
Well,
right.
we see where this goes, and it might be worth playing around a little bit if I can push into Legend. I don't think I'm going to be able to make the push, but that's a lot of fun. I do like that deck though.
Yeah, it looks like it's a lot of fun. So if you can survive long enough to get the combo going, I think it can be devastating. So
that's the trick, and maybe it's something that we can do, next rotation or something to think about. But yeah, it's definitely fun.
Right. So all right. Well, guys, that's gonna do it for us this week. I'm gonna finish opening these packs real quick. See if I get anything worthwhile out of them. Oh. No.
You got my luck today.
I do. I'm not supposed to have Zerotio's luck. Oh, hey, Ducharmo. Thanks
up?
for popping in. So, alright. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please email us at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Hit that subscribe button below on YouTube if you've not done so already. Give us a follow on Twitch to be alerted when we go live. For more details, check out patreon.com/heropower. And until next week, good gaming.
Bye, guys.